Today, I'm going to tell you a story. But first, do you know what a paladin is? The year was 11266 of the 4th era of the Elven calendar, and 10753 of the Holy Human calendar. In the southern tip of the Kelton continent, in the kingdom of Isaac, an unjust war was taking place. Irina, Berbera, Becher, you stand no chance of winning. Surrender. Look at your soldiers and followers. Do you want to drag them to hell with you? An enemy demanded. We see Irina, a woman with white hair, wounded all over at that moment. In the name of the kingdom of Isaac, if you renounce your right to inherit the throne of House Becher, I will forgive you. It is explained that the darkness from breaking oaths and the corruption of faith and greed cast an eternal shadow over the entire world. Forgive me, but do you really think your word means anything? Your Majesty, not that you have much choice, do you? I will not break my oath in front of tens of thousands of people. Irina closes her eyes and thinks carefully about what is happening. Lower your weapons. Men, do everything the king says from now on. The soldiers were stunned that she gave up the war, saying it shouldn't end this way. The outcome of the battle has already been decided. There's no need for you to die as well. You came to the battlefield to fulfill your commitment to House Becher, not to me. From now on, I release you from your obligations. Lower your weapons. Everyone was shocked but obeyed, dropping their swords. I thank you for the support you've given me so far, but this battle is mine alone. Your Majesty, my homeland is behind me, and I cannot retreat no matter what happens, for this is my honor. It is explained that despite all this darkness in the world, some people still chose to defend their own honor. I will fight until my last breath. And she charges at the fully armed army. Foolish girl, but if that's what you want, so be it. Soldiers, prepare yourselves. Humility. Who said that? Integrity, compassion, that voice, valor, justice, and sacrifice. We see an armed knight on his horse. It is explained that there are still those who defy the law to keep their vows for glory and conviction. Hey, look, Wanderer, Knight Grey. We have to defeat him, even if he is legendary. Do not be afraid. Grey, have sworn loyalty to Irina, Berbera, and Becher. Forward all who are with me, and those who are against her will be my enemies. All who harm them will be my enemies. I will fight for her honor until death. Onward, Silver Moon Knights, attack. It is explained that this is a paladin. And now, the real beginning of our story starts in the south of the Kelton continent, in the idle and peaceful port of Hamlet. It seems that at this moment, a monster had disrupted the peace of this place. Everyone, prepare to fight. Do not let that undead escape. The undead was hiding in the city. Be quick, hide. Do not interfere with capturing the undead. People shout, undead, and everyone runs away, leaving their shopping on the ground. They scare the cats, and a woman desperately closes her window. Go that way. Search the rest of you. Follow me. When we catch the undead, we must crush his bones into dust. What's wrong with these people? This is scary. A talking cat appears. And what are you doing wandering these streets? You're dead, aren't you? A talking cat? Fool, why are you shouting? Shut up. The undead covers the cat's mouth. You will draw attention if you keep shouting like that. These horrible people want to grind my bones. They are so barbaric. Of course, I will shout. You shouted first. Tell me, who finds a talking cat and doesn't scream in fear? But there's something wrong with you. You don't seem to be a cat. You are a ghost possessing a cat. Now it makes more sense. Don't worry. Many animals in this world are possessed by ghosts, and a skeleton like you wandering around the city is rare too. Is this your first time on the surface? How did you know? Yes, this is my first time on the surface. I'm so scared. A new undead like you, I can spot from miles away. Tell me, why are you on the surface instead of staying underground, risking being pulverized? Well, it's a long story. You probably know that the abyss is a very dangerous place, right? To survive in the abyss, you need to have very good skills, and I was very fragile when I was born, so I thought, why not pretend to be a scholarly skeleton just to learn magic? And I never imagined my plan would actually work. The sorcerer didn't notice my existence for many years, but then one day he needed my help and said he would turn me into a skeleton soldier. So I spoke up, saying I wasn't a skeleton soldier and that I could still do the tasks. But while I was rushing with the tasks, I accidentally knocked over the experimental device, and the Great Lich got very angry with me. But I also took some treasures with me, like this ring here. The Great Lich said he would teach me a good lesson, and he was very scary, so I ran away. The ghost in the cat is completely shocked by this. Oh, I have to pick up my grandma from karate and bury my fish that drowned, so I'll be leaving, okay? Let's pretend we never met. Curiosity is going to kill me one day. Of all the skeletons I met, it had to be the one the Lich is looking for. Wait, Mr. Kitty, what's your problem? Do you want to get me killed along with you? When the Great Lich finds you, he's going to pulverize you, and not just that, he's going to pulverize you and me together. The Great Lich attacking me is understandable, but why do humans have to attack me too? I've never had any interaction with them. What's so hard to understand? You're an undead. They fear the undead. Do you know what that means? Undead means means alarm, urgency, calamity for humans, and they'll do anything to get rid of you. But you're also an undead. Why aren't they hunting you too? Oh, so you want to compare yourself to me. I possess this perfect creature that combines good manners and elegance. Women use their soft parts to make cushions for me. If I lie on the ground, roll over, and look with a cute face that says take care of me, humans won't refuse me. It's no exaggeration to say that I am the master of the human race. Got it. Actually, no. What do you mean you're a perfect creature? You can make humans your servants. And what do you mean women's chests become cushions? Why do they obey you and not try to pulverize you? The cat is completely shocked because it realizes this skeleton is very innocent. When I was human, my mom always told me not to talk to weirdos. Goodbye forever. Wait, kitty, look there. Someone is coming through the city gate. You didn't finish. I don't care about you. You want to mess with me? Let me go. Let me go. We then see an army being led by a woman. Miss Irene, this is the port of Hamlet. This city is a bit strange. All the houses are closed. Hello? It must have been a long journey. We are the guards of the port of Hamlet, and we are looking for an undead that infiltrated the port. Please allow me to apologize in advance for any inconvenience this may have caused you. An undead? Miss, please do not interfere. We have business to attend to. I commend your loyalty and courage to Count Caspar. Now, move along. Guard, thank you very much for verifying the identity. You may proceed to your destination. Have a good journey. Then a soldier asks the man who was talking to them, Sir, who are these people? Don't ask things beyond your pay grade. This port of Hamlet is about to change. But you're asking so many questions. Why haven't you found that undead yet? Speaking of the undead. Hey, kitty, did you see that? Why did they respect those people covered in metal? Those guys covered in metal are called knights. Knights are the embodiment of justice and light. Basically, the protectors of common citizens who bring peace and stability to people's lives. So, whenever a knight appears, people respect them. Got it. Ah, I see. If you understand, you'd better go back to the underworld and find someone better than the Lich. Up here on the surface, you won't achieve anything, my boy. No, I won't go back to the underworld. I want to be respectable too. I, Gray the Lich, vow here that I will become a respectable knight. With those words, the kitty even falls over. Poor thing. Did I hear that right? What did you just say? I will become a respectable knight. No, before that, I, Gray the Lich, vow. What's wrong with that phrase? You're a Lich who's afraid of humans and wants to be a knight. Oh, for heaven's sake. Now it's night, with a red moon in the sky, which I found very beautiful, by the way. Our protagonist is carrying a huge bag on his back, still dragging the poor cat along. With all this equipment, I'll definitely become a knight. We see that he threw armor on the ground. Poor innocent soul. Even if you stole a full set of armor from a blacksmith, it doesn't mean you'll become a knight. I anticipated that, so I also stole this. It's a book titled The Knight's Guide to Success from the bookstore next to the blacksmith. With this, I can easily become a knight. The cat tries to bite the book. Hey, what are you doing? This is a very important treasure for me. Put me down, you crazy bony skeleton. Listen here, I have no idea where you got all this confidence from, but relying on this kind of book in humans, you won't become a knight at all. You're just a Lich. Why not? The other virtues of knighthood in this book are hard to learn. Why don't you try reading it with me? Shut up. Who wants to read this second-hand discount book? And this book is useless. Why don't you understand? Why won't it work? I don't understand you. To be a knight, you need a horse. Do you have a horse? Do you think there's a horse in this world that a Lich can ride? Are you trying to give me a stroke? Ah, I see. Now that you mention it, I really do need a horse. All right, then. Our protagonist's blue eyes start to emit blue flames, and it looks like he begins to recite something. In the name of Lich Grey, hear my call and awaken. Great soul, what are you trying to do this time? You damned Lich. A large summoning circle appears in the middle of the alley where they are. Oh, who awakens the great Tito's? We see a huge skeletal horse. Hey, horse, speak a bit quieter. You're going to get us killed. You're an undead now. If anyone sees you, it will cause trouble. Oh, how did I, the great Tito's, become an undead? Shut up. If anyone finds us, we'll turn into bone dust. Foolish brothers, the army is almost here. Meanwhile, in Count Caspar's castle, the lord of the port of Hamlet, Sir, the Duchess of Becher, Irene Berbera, is arriving. Irene, my lovely niece, it's been many years since we last saw each other, hasn't it? Yes, it has been quite some time. Uncle, thank you for remembering me. I'm glad to see you are as healthy as ever. Ah, Irene, always so good with your words. My foolish son is very lucky to have a wife like you. Excuse me, wife. Oh yes, your marriage. Did I not mention it to you? Oh, look at me. I can't remember what I'm saying because I'm old. I invited you here mainly to finalize the agreement of your marriage to my son. Obviously, Irene is not happy about this. If you invited me just to discuss this matter, I'm afraid it won't be possible. How about a few words on how you can help inherit the Brett family's title? Irene, there's nothing to discuss. Even if the Grand Duke's will is for you you to inherit. What can you do? You know your brother. He is not my brother, okay? The illegitimate son of your father. I repeat, my father never had a bastard son. He is a fraud. Enough. Irene, the king declared him as the heir, so that's what he is. He will inherit the title, and you will keep the property you inherited from your mother. You will renounce the Brett name to marry my son. This is a treaty that the king and I agreed upon, and you cannot go against it. Ah, so you are finally showing your true face, aren't you? Uncle Caspar, you made a vow to me. Have you forgotten? When my father died, you swore to be loyal to me. Sorry, but my devotion belongs to the Grand Duke Becher, and you haven't inherited the title yet, have you? Irene just extends her hand to the knight, asking for something, and he hands her a handkerchief. I've had enough of this. She throws the handkerchief forward, which among knights signifies a duel. Let's settle this here in the traditional way. Meanwhile, in the port city, the knights continued their search for our protagonist. Our protagonist, the poor cat, and now the newest unfortunate, the skeletal horse Tanitos, were sneaking around to avoid being seen. Phew, that was dangerous. Oh, I never thought Tanitos would have to run away one day. I think I'm going to die at this rate. Can you please let me go? Wait, but aren't you going to help me become a knight? When did I ever promise to help you become a knight? I'm a poor little kitty, and how can a lick become a knight? I'm going to go crazy. Hey, Tanitos, do you think people will be able to see my face when I put on this helmet? Ah, I think not. Knights also have pretty dark helmets. Oh, really? Speaking of which, I need to get armor for you too, right? Are you two idiots listening to me? Oh, you say it's impossible for a lick to become a knight, but there's nothing about that in the book. Are you stupid? Liches are creatures of darkness. Knights are champions of light. How does darkness become light? Explain to me how that's possible. You damn bony. Oh, are you worried about that? Don't worry. I know a holy knight. I will definitely become the brightest lick in history. Bright, my foot. How can you create sacred light being a lick? I will never give up. I, the great Tanitos, want to run against the sun once again. The cat just gives up. He doesn't even want to try anymore. He simply gives up. God, take me. Kill me already. I'm tired and sleepy, and I don't want to go crazy like these two boneheads. If I find another body to possess, will I be okay? Huh, are you really tired? How about you transform into an undead again? You know you'll never feel tired if you become an undead, right? The kitty, scared of being turned into an undead, gets up quickly. Okay, let's go. Where to? To try and make you a real knight, of course. But you changed the subject. I wanted to turn you into an undead. No, I think I'm fine now. You really don't want to try. It's comfortable being an undead. Get your hand off me, you bony freak. I don't want it. Hey, did you find anything? It's very late. We haven't found anything so far. Is there really an undead here? Maybe he has already left the city, right? Wait, someone's coming this way. We see our protagonist, looking much more imposing in his armor, and Tanitos as well, but still with a kitty on his shoulder. Inside the protagonist's head, he's thinking, damn, what do I do? I'm so nervous. Stop looking around, you idiot. Look straight ahead and follow what I say. Hey, stop there for a minute, please. The city is under curfew tonight because of an undead. You'd better find a hotel to rest and not wander around, okay? Ah, yes, sir. Of course. I'll follow your advice. See? I told you. Are you okay in there? Phew. My God. I'm a genius for thinking of hiding in armor and using magic to control it. The disguise for Tanitos was also very successful. Now, the next step is to find a master and get him to make me a knight. What's your deal? Where are you going to find a knight to teach you in the middle of the night? Why wouldn't I find a knight in the middle of the night? Because humans sleep at night. You're a lick, remember? Okay, I'll do what you say. But what do we do now? Is there nothing else you want to do? Actually, this is my first time as a knight, so it's inevitable to feel a little excited, right? So, should we go to that tavern that knights are always frequenting? You actually had a good idea. Let's go to the tavern. With that, the scene shifts back to Irina. Your Highness Irina, you have a duel tomorrow. Please, you need to rest. Horace, Abby, Roberts, do you also think my decision was impulsive? Your Highness, it's not that your decision was impulsive. It's just that I can't understand why you agreed to such difficult conditions. Because Caspar would only agree to these conditions. There's no negotiating with that fat pig. He has few men. We are more than enough to escort you out of here. But then we leave the port of Hamlet. And after that, once the king illegally seizes the Becher family's territory, there won't be many options left, right? Like it or not, we need the support of Caspar's troops. But that fat pig made it a turn-based battle, and the side that stays standing between our knights and theirs will win. We brought about 20 knights, but he has a whole army. Well, there is a renowned group of mercenaries near the port of Hamlet. Take my crest and go hire them. If we implement good tactics and use our advantage to attack their weak points, we have a chance to win. All you need to do is trust the Lord you chose. I will lead you all to the end of this, and we will share the fruits of our victory together. I swear by the name of the Becher family. Meanwhile, at the tavern. Look, this type of tavern is listed in the Knight's Guide to Success. princess. It's not great, but it's something. Just go in and order a glass of wine and a fish. I understand you need a glass of wine and a tavern, but why do you want a fish? Well, because I'm hungry. If you want me to help you, you need to feed me, okay? Then fish for you. He says this as he enters the tavern. A waitress comes up to our protagonist. Good day, Sir Knight. Are you alone today? Oh, no, I have a cat with me. So that's 2 people. Oh, you're so funny, sir. This way, please. Hey, look, it seems we have a new face. Looks like a wandering knight. How about we bring him into our gang? Don't be ridiculous, old man. The red scorpions don't take just anyone, unless that guy can prove his worth to me. Wow, Kitty, did you see that? That lady called me Sir Knight. Calm down, man. She was just being polite. Anyone walking in with armor would be called a knight. Anyway, you have money with you, right? Oh, money. You mean those metal objects humans use to trade, right? I took some as a souvenir from the Lich's chamber. You took only 1 coin. How many should I have taken? Forget it. This will do for today, but we'll be in trouble from now on. Don't be so pessimistic. If we need money, we can get some. Oh, you mean by gambling? It's tough. He seems like an interesting guy. You really won't recruit him. I already told you. Old man, why are you so interested in that wandering knight? It's because it looks like that scoundrel has been winning since he sat at the table. You don't think the guy has guts, do you? And when we see, our protagonist is loaded with coins. He is multiplying the money. Hey, Gray, we're standing out too much. I advise you to lose a few rounds from now on, okay? The people start getting irritated at losing to him. Why are you telling me to lose if I'm winning? But he doesn't realize that the others are getting annoyed at his constant wins. You bonehead, how about 10 silver coins per round? Gray, don't accept. Get out, okay? Let's bet. The cat had a stroke. He's dead. Folks, you're going to get us killed. You idiot. It's all right, Kitty. I won't lose. See, we won a lot of money. I don't know why you were so nervous. In the world of liches and ghosts, probability is fundamental knowledge. These people were very stupid. You weren't paying attention to what I was saying. Winning all the time isn't a good thing in the human world. And obviously, as he says this, the guys all come out armed to confront our protagonist. You're a cheat, aren't you? You better leave everything you've won or I'll end you. See, Gray? This is what happens when you cheat. What is he talking about? He wants to fight me. And why are you just standing there like a post? Earlier, we were being chased. I'm a different person now, okay? I have help. Tanitos wants to fight. Tanitos' hooves are ready for action. If you really want to do this, I have a feeling Tanitos will fall apart after 2 steps. Don't worry, Kitty. Leave it to me and Tanitos. He's a knight, boss. So what if he's a knight? Get him. The people who came to confront him are a bit scared of the skeletal horse and don't advance immediately. Tanitos charges forward. Get out of my way. Tanitos starts attacking, kicking left and right, knocking everyone down with impressive force. That's it, Tanitos. Finish them off. And Tanitos is indeed taking everyone down, one by one. We see the gang members sprawling on the ground, and in the end, only our protagonist, with a kitty on his shoulder, and Tanitos remain. The people inside the bar come out to see what's happening and are impressed. So, do you still think he's just a wandering knight? Tanitos managed to take everyone down. Kitty, you don't know, but I secretly added some layers of magic to Tanitos when I summoned him. What the hell did I just see? Now, early in the morning, we see the army and a tent. People are curious to know what will happen, and it's explained that what Irenis said last night will happen. Basically, it will be her army against Lord Caspar's army. The problem is that Caspar has many more people, so everyone thinks it will be a humiliation. But we see the gang that wanted to hire our protagonist, and he is there with them. The leader says, "That's what I was talking about. Someone paid good money for us to participate. With your skills, my man, this tournament will be a piece of cake. Will they give me a knight title? Actually, I think so. She will give you the title of temporary knight to participate in the competition." Oh, so it's temporary. I wanted a real knight title, the one with the seal. Who is that? My niece. You see where this is going. If you lose here, you will also lose any moral standing you have. I'm concerned about your reputation. Count, I know very well that the reputation of the Betcher family is not your concern. Why don't you call me uncle anymore? That's very disrespectful. If I lose, of course, I will keep my word. But I hope that if I win, you will not go back on your word. Right, certainly, I will keep my word. The announcer begins to explain. Basically, it will be a tournament composed of infantry and cavalry battles, and it will be turn-based combat. One side will send a knight to the battlefield, and the participant will be eliminated if they lose or surrender. The winner must meet the challenge of the opposing knight. However, they will have the right to decide if the next round will be a horseback battle or on the ground. This will repeat until all knights on one side are eliminated and victory is determined. If Count Caspar loses, he must swear loyalty to Lady Irina, and if Lady Irina loses, she must accept the engagement to the Count's son and marry at a later date. The audience, who were there just to watch, are frightened because the Count has many more soldiers than Irina. When Irina Irina's soldiers enter. They seem few, and the crowd already knows who will win the competition. And obviously, they are betting because gambling rules the world, right? Irina, don't be offended by what they're saying. I know you want to prove yourself, so don't worry. I won't crush you. Horus, have the mercenaries arrived? Yes, ma'am. They are waiting outside the arena. Then let the tournament begin. We see the two knights on the ground, even without horses, exchanging blows. The tournament progresses. In the first round, Irina wins and Caspar loses one. In the second round, Irina wins again, and Caspar loses another. In the third round, Caspar wins and Irina loses one. And so, the tournament continues. Damn, we're being pushed back by their numbers. Miss, please give me a chance. I can take on 10 of them. No need to rush. Bring in the mercenaries. Are you planning to use mercenaries to tire out Caspar's troops? We must overcome the superior strength of the Count's troops. Our numbers are limited and must be used very carefully. Hey, guys, keep those hands to yourselves. The lady called us, so don't be idiots. The audience thinks it was too quick, but the mercenaries seem well prepared. Gentlemen, this match is of the utmost importance to House Becher. I hope you help our lady win. The mercenaries are a bit demotivated, as there are 40 of them against over 100 of Caspar's combat-ready soldiers. Horus starts thinking, I can't believe we have to resort to a bunch of gangsters. What a shame. Hey, can I have a word with you? Old man, can you make me a knight? Hasn't the lady already granted you the title of knight? No, I don't want a temporary title. I want to be a real knight. You're getting pretty greedy. Kid, Horus, wait, do you want the title of an official knight? Yes, I do. But the title of knight is earned by merit and can't be granted arbitrarily like that. If you can defeat 50 men for me in this tournament, I'll make you a knight. Our favorite kitty thinks, 50 people. You must be joking. This woman is asking for too much. Gray, don't agree to this, okay? We have a deal. Oh, son of a. Well, I'll be waiting to see how you do. Let's go back. Horus. Ah, right. What do you have in your head? It's only 50 people. What are you talking about? Tanitos can easily take out 50 of them. Tanitos, you rascal. Do you see those guys over there? No one has chosen cavalry so far. In other words, if you put Tanitos out there, you'll have to beat a bunch of guys who aren't mounted on horses, and the winner has the right to change the combat. Do you know anything about swordsmanship? Ah, that's true. I don't. I knew it. We have to think of a way to solve this. Oh, little Irina, you're back. I didn't expect you to rely on mercenaries like the Red Scorpions. Isn't it true that the Becher family is in decline? You'll soon find out who's in decline. At this moment, more mercenaries enter the field, and this time it's the leader of the Red Scorpions. Yeah, looks like the game has changed. All right, it's time to get to work. Caspar is very impressed because this guy, my friends, this guy is good. With his attacks, he manages to break the guard of the knight and simply destroys the helmet and chest plate of the knight he's facing. Pass, pass, pass. That's the crowd cheering for him because his name is Pass. Damn, who is this mercenary and how can he win 5 rounds in a row? Sir, he's the leader of the Red Scorpion mercenary group, Killer Pass. Are you telling me the mercenary is going that far? Send in my secret weapon. These mercenaries will learn the consequence of going against a count. Meanwhile, people are still celebrating, saying that Pass is very strong, but the count just sent in his 9th knight. The mercenaries are impressed because the guy is gigantic. Now the battle really looks like Goliath against David, my brother. Even Irina and Horus are impressed with this guy who just entered the field. Alright, partner, it's time for us to have some fun. Ah, I just remembered something I need to do. I have to have a chat with that lady about extra taxes, you know? Meanwhile, from the perspective of our little knight Gray, this will never work. The sword is too difficult to handle. I have to think of some magic to make it move on its own. I think you should just give up. When the giant guy entered the arena, silence fell. People were only murmuring very softly. This guy looks like a monster. What is this? Meanwhile, Caspar was all happy with that smile of his. The night duel between Count Caspar and Miss Irina, 12th match, begins now. The giant charges forward without even thinking. He has a large, very heavy mace that he tries to hit Pass with, but Pass is very agile and manages to dodge. He sees a good opening and makes an attack that seems sure to hit, an attack that would knock down any soldier, but the guy is still standing. What the hell? We see that Pass's sword completely shattered when it came into contact with the guy's armor, or maybe his skin, who knows? The guy is huge. You've got to be kidding me, right? Damn, this is bad. This is bad. The guy is already preparing another attack on him. How am I going to dodge this? The giant swings his mace and hits Pass. A lot of blood spills in the arena and Pass is thrown far away, landing near the audience. Everyone thought he was dead. The crowd was really worried about Pass. Very good, very good. This is what happens if you try to go against me. Ah, I think I broke a few ribs with that, thinks Pass, kneeling. The giant is already preparing another attack. Looking at this situation, I'm going to have to ask for double the payment, mutters Pass. He doesn't fall altar and jumps to dodge the giant's attack. Seeing an opening, he takes the broken sword and stabs it right into the giant knight's eyes. His eyes are completely bloodied. He can't see anything anymore. Damn it, my eyes. Pass. Without giving him a break, goes at him again and cuts the tendons in the giant's heels. Curse you, you son of a mother. The giant falls in the middle of the arena. No, I'm not a son of a mother. I'm the most beloved person in the port of Hamlet. The super leader of the mercenaries, says Pass, spitting a lot of blood. The people in the audience are worried, asking for someone to help him. Horace, replace him and call the doctor. Of course, milady. Later, at dusk. What are you doing here? Aren't you supposed to be fighting in the tournament? Well, I'm making my weapon. I can't use this sword, so I thought I'd create a weapon I can use. Alright, but if you don't hurry, the tournament will end, and you won't even get to participate. I hadn't realized that. You're right, I need to be quicker. It's said that the fight between Irina and Count Caspar extended until midnight. So far, Irina has suffered significant losses, with 4 dead, 7 severely injured, and several having quit, leaving only 6 fit for combat. Although Count Caspar's side hasn't been as strong as Irina's, they relied on their numbers to suppress the opponent, with a total of 61 people remaining. At this moment, an Irina soldier is being defeated. Meanwhile, Pass is on the roof, observing everything. Irina's knights are quite brave, but 6 against 61. Even if each one of them wins 10, there will still be some left on the other side. It's impossible to win with just this strategy, Pass thinks. Horace goes to call Pass. Master of Knights, what do you want from me? You still have the nerve to ask what I want from you. Half of your mercenaries surrendered in the middle of the fight. What the hell is going on? Where is your knightly spirit? Oh, come on, Master. What did we say? We're mercenaries, not knights. We get paid to fight for you, but we never said we'd sell our lives, did we? Horace thinks, that bastard. I'll calm down. I'm not here to fight with him. Anyway, putting that aside, where's that other guy from your group who wants to fight 50 people? Gray? I don't know. I think he went to feed his cat. He hasn't been called yet. This is no time for jokes. The announcer declares that Count Caspar has won another round and announces that only 5 people remain on Irina's side. Horace runs towards the arena. I can't let Caspar continue these consecutive victories. At this point, I'm the only one who can fight. But suddenly, he feels a very strong pressure on his body. What was that I just felt? We see that someone very heavy is arriving in the combat. Our protagonist is carrying a door at least 10 meters long. Everyone is completely shocked. Hey, guys, excuse me. Could you tell me how many people are left on Count Caspar's side? Count Caspar is completely shocked. The chubby guy didn't lock the door. Irina, who also stands up, can't believe what she's seeing. Can this guy really do that? Hey, old man, how's it going on Caspar's side? I brought reinforcements. Horace is speechless, and everyone is at a loss for words. Go ahead, there are more than 50. Really? More than 50? Oh, how wonderful. I arrived just in time. I'm heading straight to the ring, and our protagonist throws the door with all his strength into the middle of the arena. The door falls slowly, but when it hits the ground, it devastates everything in the arena. Count Caspar's knight, who was on the field, is in shock, trembling, and so scared that he ends up wetting his pants. Our protagonist stands on top of the giant door. Alright, that's it. Now I'm truly ready. Let's start this round, says Gray. The knight from Lord Caspar's side assesses the situation, places his axe on the ground, and says, I surrender. Already? Okay, who's next? I don't want to go, murmurs one knight. You've got to be kidding me. I'm not fighting that guy. Meanwhile, Lord Caspar's army begins arguing among themselves. How dare you rip the door from my palace and use it as a weapon? Such audacity. I won't tolerate this. The entire audience is bewildered. My God, that's the gate from the Count's house. Who is that on top of it? What the heck? How did things turn like this all of a sudden? Count, this isn't good. The knights would rather relinquish their titles than fight that guy. But we might still have a chance if we change the competition to cavalry. Cavalry, that's right, I understand. Then, that's the only way. While Gray stands on the door, someone calls out to him, Hey, young knight, your strength is truly astonishing. When I organized this tournament, I never imagined seeing anyone with your abilities, but I'm sure the audience would love to see your skills with a horse too. What do you think about that, cavalry? Irina, furious, says, Caspar, the tournament rules state that the winner decides how the next round will be. Please, Irina, if you don't accept a cavalry battle, my men won't even fight. And if they don't fight, this tournament will drag on forever. That's something you don't want, right? Irina becomes even more irritated with Caspar for trying to manipulate the situation. Brave knight, are you willing to accept the request for a cavalry battle? Well, but I wanted to ask if, by accepting the cavalry battle, you could send all your soldiers at me at once. What? All of them? You mean all the remaining men on my side at the same time against you? Exactly that. If they don't surrender during the fight, I will be able to defeat 50 people and earn my title. You're crazy. Handling that many alone Of course you can. We have a deal. What a wonderful offer. Horace thinks, this is madness. We have to stop this insanity. Irina intervenes. Gray, that's your name, isn't it? Are you making this request with complete confidence? Yes, I am. Ma'am, I will bring victory for you. Then show your courage and strength to Count Caspar. May the Holy Spirit be with you. Gray descends from the door with an imposing stance. Thank you for the kind words, ma'am. The audience notices something. Hey, look over there. It's Tanitos, jumping from the rooftops. Gray mounts Tanitos, with the cheerful little kitty already on board. What are you waiting for? Send our knights too. The butler shouts for the knights to organize and attack Gray. They all prepare, forming a complete lineup to take him down. Gray stands there, alone, with his horse, the cat, and the door. The kitty is confused, not knowing about the agreement. Gray, what's going on here? The warriors advance. It's just one guy. We'll win easily. More than 50 people against one guy. They charge with motivation, but the first attacker misses, and Tanitos gets furious. Gray draws his sword, and, for some reason, manages to use it, landing a precise strike on the first opponent, who screams in pain. But he didn't actually feel anything. No way. Gray, you managed to miss a guy who was half a meter away from you. Sorry, I'm still really bad with a sword. I'm sure even Tanitos can hold a sword better than me. And he's a horse. Instead of being happy that he wasn't killed, the guy gets pissed off and says, how dare you provoke me? I'm going to kill you. Cool. Now you've pissed off all the knights. Senor Gray, what we're going to do now is, since this sword isn't working, we'll have to go for the classic lit style. Classic lit style? Gray starts to cast another spell. Colossal magic. Quadruple armor spell. Quadruple wind spell. Quadruple wind explosion spell. He's using all these spells on Tanitos. He's standing still. Guys, let's finish him off. But our protagonist, the horse, and the kitten turn around with evil looks. The first knight who approaches gets taken down, and the second one too. Tanitos is knocking everything down. My friends, don't panic. He only has the ability to mount. Just kill his horse. But the guy who says this tries to stick a spear made of paper, which doesn't even pass the barrier our protagonist made. He gets kicked in the chest, and the army becomes more and more unmotivated and scared because the horse is running over everyone. Oh, this is so cool. Tanitos is very happy today, while the other knights are covered in blood, wondering how a horse is killing everyone. They think that Gray and the horse are some kind of monsters. How is that possible? He must be cheating. Oris says, that bastard really did it. Mr. Knight, here, take your sword. Ah, thank you. So now that I've defeated more than 50 people in the tournament, will you give me the title of knight? Irene smiles. Of course. My promise is a debt. You are now my knight. The audience celebrates, and everyone cheers. It is explained that in the spring of 10753, according to the sacred calendar in the territory of the Kingdom of Isaac, at the southern tip of the continent of the Celts, a knight was born who would change the entire world. Some people left this scene very angry, but others were rooting for this knight. People threw Gray and the kitten up in the air. Why are they throwing me up? When did this happen? They are going to crush my bones until I turn to dust. Gray had no idea what the future held for him. The next morning, there was a commotion in the city. People were saying, hey, what is happening in the castle? There's gold. There's a lot of gold falling from the castle. That knight who defeated 50 men is throwing gold from the sky. Long live chivalry. Ah, Gray, what are you doing? I'm distributing the gold I found to the poor, Gray replied. We get a flashback to last night to explain what is happening. The silver moon is a symbol of luck, and we meet under its light. That's why I grant you the title of Knight of the Silver Moon. Forgive me for the modest oath ceremony. I hope you keep walking by my side, my knight, and I will fight for you until my death. We see the grand castle where Irene was. This here is the room that Lead arranged for you. Knight of the Silver Moon. Please rest well. Oh yes, of course. This world is so crazy. A Lit managed to become a knight. Gray started to laugh evilly, but then became cute again. I became a knight. I became a knight. Oh, that laugh you made now sounded like a real evil Lit, Irene teased. I can't be excited like that anymore. As a knight, there are many things I don't know yet. I need to run and start learning, okay? But don't make a noise. I'm going to sleep. Hey, you can't sleep. I need your help. See here, the knights in the books always give the treasure they find to the poor, so I can find the treasure. But what is a poor person? Look, the term poor is a broad concept and is not a specific person. Compared to Caspar, everyone in the port hamlet is poor. As for the treasure, this castle is full of it, so feel free to find it yourself. So can I go back to sleep? But the poor kitty bitterly regretted the words he said to our protagonist. Gray, no, you stole Caspar's castle gate, you idiot. Meanwhile, in Irina's temporary office, Horace and some of her knights are gathered. What do you three want from me so early in the morning? Abby, Roberts, and Horace. With all due respect, my lady, do you trust this Gray fellow? You must have witnessed his bravery, and I need his strength, but we don't know who he is or his past. He hasn't even taken off his helmet. We don't know what he looks like, but you know that if he were on the king's side, I wouldn't be sitting here with you, would I? Oh no, my lady, suspecting isn't a good thing. Abby, you're my most trusted servant. I hope we won't have to discuss this matter in the future. Of course, milady. Lady Irina, we have terrible news. The Silver Moon Knight, he stole Count Caspar's treasure and is throwing it from the castle tower. Irina simply slams the table. The knights stare at her for a moment, and she looks completely disappointed. My lady, are you okay? Your face looks a bit. I'm fine. Gray is in the castle tower, right? I'll go talk to him. My lady, please, lower that sword.